This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
We are live on this Monday. Welcome in, everybody. Coffee, Country, and Cody. We've got Charlie Matos right there. Annie Nye is over in her spot, ready to make things happen. Upstairs, Jeff Roberts just pushed the button, which means we are all around the world right now, everybody watching us on our streaming partners. I'm Kelly Sutton. Bill Cody has the day off. We got a lot of stuff to get to, y'all. It is a busy Monday morning, and I'm happy to be back in Nashville.
When you say Jeff pushes the button, I picture like that old game show, with the big red button and no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Okay, unfortunately, I bring the whammies sometimes. So that's my role in the show. I bring the whammies.
If he double punches the button, all of a sudden we go off.
It does. That's what happens.
I know.
This. So I've done that before.
Well, I came back just in time to see some more rain, so I'm glad that I'm back. I spent a week in Frisco, Texas. We were there for the 60th Annual ACM Awards. Man, it was an incredible awards show. I hope you guys got a chance to check it out. If you didn't, it's still available. It'll be up for a while on Prime Video. But being there on Tuesday and Wednesday and seeing everybody on Media Row, catching up with them. We did live streams on Tuesday and Wednesday night. I did a red carpet special, and then we got a chance to be a part of the big show. Got little presentation in the middle of it, which was really fun.
Yeah, and it is archived on Prime Video as well. So if you want to watch, you can certainly do that.
Yeah, it's good. What's going on over there? You doing okay?
You jinxed me. Now my mic has this weird kind of thing going on. And I swear I haven't. What? Now it's gone.
Okay,
all
it's
right.
good.
Now, if I don't move the rest of the show, this will be just fine.
Just stay right there. We got lots of stuff to get to. We're going to be talking about entertainment headlines. Cody Johnson revealing something to me in the middle of our red carpet special, which he swears up and down until he told us on the red carpet, only family knew. So that's all coming up. We'll give you a little behind the scenes on that. Also, Leanne Rimes in a new project. I said I had not seen her in probably a decade, but she was there as a part of the ACM Awards, not only performing part of the medley that was at the beginning of the show, but she also is going to be a part of something special happening in Nashville, and it has nothing to do with music. I know.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
See what happens?
Yeah.
You miss a day, you miss a lot.
WSM.
Good morning, everybody. It's Coffee Country and Cody. He just walked in and sat down on our Assembly Food Hall stage. Adam Warner, welcome to the new studio, friend.
Thank you for having me. That's awesome. I love it.
Last time we saw you, we were still over at this place.
That's right. It's my first time here.
What do you think about the upgrade?
It's pretty sick.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice.
How you been?
Been great. Busy. I got a little girl that keeps me up all the hours of the day and night now. So she's my daughter Rivers. So
how old is she now?
She's 18 months.
Okay.
And she is wild as they come.
All right. So I'm trying to think. 18 months.
Yeah.
She's obviously very mobile.
Oh, very.
Starting to chatter.
She talks more than me. Yeah.
Yeah. Just wait. You've got probably another couple months, and then you're going to get some more of the defiance. Has she already started the whole
she's a
no?
Big, yep. No is one of her favorite words.
Yes.
Except for when mom is talking to her, then it's yes. She loves, she's a big mommy's girl unless she wants to play or sleep, and then she's daddy's girl.
There you go.
But she's wild. She's a big climber, so she'll try to climb up a bookshelf, and then she will yell daddy. So I'll look at her and say Rivers. I go down, and she'll go no.
No.
So,
That's a beautiful name. How'd you come up with it?
My wife did.
Yeah.
I have no idea where it came from. We didn't know what we were having. We wanted to be surprised. So I said, if it's a boy, can I name it? And she said, under my supervision. And I said, so you get to name the girl? And she said, yes. So I was like, all right, fair enough.
What's her middle name?
Paige. Rivers Page, after my wife's sister's middle name.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it's just about impossible to be surprised by anything anymore.
Sure.
And somebody once called that life's last great surprise. So I love it that you guys waited till
It was hard
till
for
the
me.
birth, you
It
know.
was, yeah,
So,
it was tough for me. I always, my wife, for some reason, unless she's cool, she's super laid back and cool, so she acted like it wasn't a big deal. But for me, I was like, I need to know.
Yeah.
So like every time we were doing like an ultrasound, I'm trying to like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah.
Trying to look around. Of course, I don't know what I'm looking at. It looks like that. Might as well be a fish finder, but yeah, we were surprised. It was awesome.
After the birth of your little girl, how does that change your songwriting?
Yeah, it's night and day.
Yeah.
For sure. prior to that, wasn't opposed to party songs, drinking songs, whatever the content may be. And now, like I tell all my co-writers going into writes, I was like, I don't want to write anything about, smoking or drinking, or I just not interested in it. And I think the big thing too is just like, I don't want her to grow up one day and hear my music and be like, God, what was wrong with Dad? What's he singing about? So
Dad.
It's definitely shifted. And I mean, just trying to be more wholesome, I guess, would be the best way to say it. Yeah.
It's different when the set of eyes that are on you are your kid.
Very.
Versus like, everybody's paying attention to what you're putting out there and they're listening. But yeah, it just hits different.
It does. And I probably should have had that mentality before she was even born, like, because again, you're putting stuff out for the world to hear. So yeah, probably wasn't the best influence in my earlier stuff, but working on it now.
Well, Adam's been with us a few times through the years. So I was looking back to the very first time we met, and it was an interesting time for an artist too, because you had a great new song out featured Trace Atkins,
That's right.
and this was late February of 2020. And if you remember, about the middle of March of 2020, we shut down the world.
Yeah.
So that, obviously you can't script that, but there were so many artists in that same predicament. It's like, man, we got new music, we want to go out and play.
Right.
No, let's turn it all off.
It was crazy. Yeah. It's such a weird time too, like that's what, like Bill and I were talking. I think like the year before we played like around 100 shows and then started our year off in Wyoming, did a week out there, came back home, and then it was just like, you're done. Yeah, it was a weird time.
What did you take away from that? Because I think that everybody you went into COVID one way, everybody, like it or hate it, came out different on the other end of it.
Yeah, it was such a weird scenario for me because I did not want to believe that it was as dangerous as it was. But then I knew people that also unfortunately passed away from it too. And then, it was crazy. I guess just in the sense of, man, it made me really appreciate being able to just do regular things like go to the grocery store or to a gas station without having to, second guess, like, am I gonna, get sick or get somebody else sick? And, I don't, it was wild. I mean, I definitely made me not take the simple things for granted anymore. But I was just kind of one of those guys too that just like it was just really hard for me to accept like how serious it was, I guess.
Yeah, I think, and it was different for every person
It was.
too. Like if you had somebody that had it and you knew how serious it was, then it hit you differently than people that just heard about it on the news.
And it was just crazy too. Like I had it, and I mean I was down for like 20 days.
Wow.
And then I gave it to my wife. And she was over it in 3 days.
Oh, wow.
So that tracks.
Crazy. Yeah, of course.
I was going to ask if you and Megan were married at the time.
Yeah,
but
we were.
Pretty recently, though, right? I mean, it wasn't.
No, we got married. So let's see. We've been married. It'll be 9 years this year.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you've been married 4 or 5 years. Yeah, because that's especially for an artist who's used to spending a lot of time on the road. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of family time.
Yeah.
And some people dealt with it really well, and some did not.
Yeah.
To be honest,
No, and I mean, lucky for us too. I mean, prior to baby, any time that I mean, she was always welcome. So I mean, if she could swing it and she didn't have a work interference, she was always rolling with us too. So. I mean, she's I mean, literally like one of my best friends. So it's just like, I loved always having her there. And it keeps kind of like me sane too, like living with, I'm slightly older than some of my bandmates are. So living with a bunch of 20-year-olds, I'm like, all right, I got to remember I'm not 20 anymore. So it's nice having my wife to counterbalance that.
Things happen that are different now.
Yeah. I'm just like, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm usually in bed like at 9:30. What's going on? Yeah.
And I like a 9:30 bedtime, man. There's nothing better.
Nothing better.
So talk to us about the new music that you've got coming right now, especially this new song.
So this new song for me was kind of like a transition song a little bit. I put a full project out in April. I think we had 12 on that one. And then this is kind of like the first of the rest of them that are about to happen. I think we got like 15 or so already lined up, and then I got another 15. I'm going in the studio tomorrow, actually. So. But this song was really cool. I wrote this on a writer's retreat with my friend Mark Addison Chandler, Nate Kenyon, and Chris Slay. And it was actually Nate's title. And he literally like just started singing the entire chorus. And I was like, did you write that prior? And he was like, no, I'm just spitballing. I was like, let's hope somebody recorded that,
right?
Because I didn't want him to forget. But yeah, that was just I loved the direction of it, and that's just I'm kind of moving back in towards almost the same style as like when I very first started. Country music is so weird, you know. Like I kind of got in my own head a little bit around year 7, and I started. I don't think it was intentional, but it was one of those things. I think I was writing music that I thought that Music Row wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if Music Row knows what Music Row wants to hear, you know?
I feel like everybody goes through that.
Yeah.
Every artist goes through this is really what I want to do. And then they get swayed. Somebody tells them you're not sounding commercial enough.
That's
or
exactly
you're not
right.
sounding like, this won't get played on the radio.
Right.
And it's very easy. I think everybody has that moment where they're like, oh, okay, well, I need to do this more. And you kind of lose yourself a little.
You do. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what I was going through too. And I was just, I was telling Bill, I was like, I'm at a point now where, I feel like success people like this quote unquote made it type of mentality, I don't have any ACMs or anything like that on my shelf, but for me, we just came back from Kansas City, Missouri, and I had a group of people walk up to me and said, we saw your flyer and we saw you last year and we were so pumped that you were coming back. That's why we're here. And so for me, like hearing something like that, in my mind, I made it. So
yeah.
I told Bill, I was like, man, I'm done chasing like the Nashville sound or whatever. I'm going to do what I want to do. And some of these new songs are 5 minutes long, but I don't care.
Well,
I love it.
Plus, you're the one singing them for the rest of your life, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to love them before everything else. All right. So country songs are all about her. We're going to play it right now. Any backstory? This is the one where he started spitballing and you guys were like.
He started spitballing it. And I was like, I don't have any type of songs like this. I was like, I need one that is kind of like for the ladies. So.
Okay.
It's the best one I've got so far.
This one goes out to the girls.
That's
Country
right.
songs are all about her. Adam Warner with us this morning on Coffee, Country, and Cody.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
We're chatting with Adam Warner before he leaves and doesn't come back for a while because he is all over the place. You do have a show coming up on the 23rd here in town. Adam Warner and Friends. It's going to be at the Listening Room.
Right, yeah.
So this is one that you've curated. Give us a little rundown. Who's going to be with you?
My friend Josh Gallagher is on that one. He was, I think, like season 14 or so with The Voice.
Yeah.
Really good songwriter, great singer. And Jeb Gibson is on that as well. So
very
Jeb
cool.
is, I think he's been on the road with Wallen and Hardy, and I want to say he's got a couple songs that they've cut as well. He's a great songwriter, so you'll definitely recognize some of the songs being played that day.
You're also going to be at Carolina Country Fest in Myrtle Beach, June the 7th.
Yep.
And then back here, Sunday Morning Country at the Opry House during CMA Fest.
Yeah.
That's like right all happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts, so hopefully, knock on wood, all the flights and everything are running smooth and on time, and we get to our connections when we're supposed to.
Do you always keep your guitar with you?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, tell me you don't check that beautiful
Well,
guitar.
I actually, I do have a check case that I use, and it's bulletproof.
Okay.
It's really, really nice. It's cut out just for this guitar.
Okay.
There's no wiggle room. It's waterproof, and
Still, it's so scary, man.
it is scary, but it is it almost looks like what we would travel with like our long rifles, like when I was in the military. Like, it's a secure. I think it's made by SKJ. I can't remember, but it's a secure case.
It'd be like if Kelly and I had to give the flight attendant our voices for the duration of the flight,
Yes.
and we just hope we got our voice back.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why if you play mandolin, it's always carry on.
Yeah, just
Or harmonica.
Harmonica.
Man, harmonica is the easiest.
That's right.
You mentioned your military career. How often do you have people who have served come up to you?
A lot.
Yeah.
And hearing their stories too is just like, especially if it's somebody that has like heard a song and they're like, man, like I was going through X, Y, and Z and this song came on and just, I don't know if you saved me or not, but I'm in a better place now. And I'm just like, it wasn't me, brother. It was God, but I appreciate you. And, but it's definitely wild when that type of stuff happens. A lot of times online too, it's more so just, the TikTok comments, like whenever I posted Semper Fi and stuff like that, just that outpour of veterans that have supported that song and got behind it means so much.
Oh, you would have loved our segment we did last week. We had Don Graves, who is a 100-year-old Marine veteran from Iwo Jima, and he was there. Now, he was not one of the flag raisers, but he helped storm the hill to get them to raise the flag. Oh, it's just amazing.
That's chilling.
Yeah. He had a song. He wrote a song with Jason Seaver called "Sands of Iwo Jima."
Wow.
Yeah, it just gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
That's
crazy. But those are our heroes.
Absolutely.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You know, supposedly that was that picture of Iwo. That was the second time they raised that flag.
Didn't get the photo the first time?
Correct.
Yeah. And he said he had no idea. He goes, if you look carefully, like the flag stand is just like piping.
Yep.
And the flag was just in somebody's jacket.
Yeah, they just tied it to the thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
That is absolutely crazy. Well, you've got your beautiful guitar.
Yes.
What would you like to play for us this morning?
I'll play that song I was telling you about earlier called "Let the Whiskey Do the Talking."
Yeah.
Long story short, my wife's best friend kind of gave me the idea for the song on accident. You always got to be careful what you say around the songwriters. But yeah, I was going off on a rant, and my glass was empty, and she poured it full and said, "Adam, just let the whiskey do the talking." So I kind of looked at her, and she said, "If you write that, I get credit."
And what's her name?
Katie.
Katie, this one's for you.
That's right.
Adam Warner this morning. Nice.
Thank you.
Adam Warner with us this morning. Did you get a Luke Casey deal out of that?
I should.
I was going to say.
I was thinking about that when I was writing it too.
When you put it in there, you're like, Luke Casey, give me a call.
I'll take the Jack deal. If that's
Yeah.
all right.
Oh.
Now, my favorite part of the story, the setup to the story that you tell live, is that you picture Adam, maybe at like Tootsie's or Robert's at 2 a.m,
Sure.
or maybe a wedding with an open bar all night long. No,
Yeah.
this occasion took place where?
Yeah, it was at a 2-year-old's birthday party.
That's what I'm talking about. That's true country music.
That's right.
there.
That's right.
If anyone else has been to a rowdy 2-year-old birthday party, you know you need a little something to get through it too.
That's right.
So that's
right.
exactly right.
A lot of moving parts on one of those things. So
Thank you so much for coming to see us.
I appreciate y'all having me. Thank you.
Love seeing you again. May 23rd, Adam Warner and Friends at the Listening Room. Full list of dates. It's AdamWarnerIsCountry.com is where you can find all of that, and you can also keep up with him on all the socials. Come back and see us soon.
Absolutely, anytime. Thanks again for having me.
Love to see it. Adam Warner with us on the Assembly Food Hall stage this morning. We have more right here on Coffee, Country, and Cody. Big and Rich burning it down right there at the Grand Ole Opry. We let them back in the building.
The same night we let Gretchen Wilson in too. So I mean, they just took over the Opry House that night.
Just saying. That was raucous. I love it so much. Big and Rich, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy on stage at the Grand Ole Opry. Well, it's time to talk about entertainment headlines this morning. And this is sad news. I just missed it because I was out of town and flew into town Friday. But on Friday, we lost Johnny Rodriguez. I did not realize it. He was born Juan Raul Davis Rodriguez in 1951, the youngest of 10 children. And, he's just so well known. Last time that he came to see us, we were still in the other studio. He was part of a songwriters night that they were doing coming up.
Yep, with Max T. Barnes. And I remember the first time I met him, Bill Cody was on vacation and Bill White was our guest host. And this goes back to 2017. And he was just in such a great mood. And there's so many wonderful stories. I actually went back and listened to the whole podcast. That's the beautiful thing about podcasts. All of them live. Well, we've got almost 2,000 Coffee, Country, and Cody podcasts that go back to 2007. So if you just search for it, trust me, it's worth a half hour. It's a joyous listen.
He was inducted into the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame in 2007. In 2010, he received the Institute of Hispanic Culture Pioneer Award for his accomplishment, the first major Hispanic singer in country music. So just sad news, but wanted to share that with everybody that we lost Johnny on Friday.
Riding My Thumb to Mexico, and That's the Way Love Goes, probably the two biggest hits of his career. But great stuff.
Well, mentioning Texas, I'd been down there for 5 days or so for the ACM Awards. Incredible time had by all. Congratulations to Lainey Wilson, Entertainer of the Year this year. She came in as the reigning Entertainer of the Year, defended her title. So back-to-back years. Only 2 other women have done that in ACM history. First one, any guesses?
I know the two. Carrie Underwood and Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good company to be in.
Good company to be in for sure. Yeah, but it had been, I think 2012 was the last time that had happened.
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So it'd been in a drought. But, Lainey, even though she's had incredible success, she said sometimes she still feels like she shouldn't even be in the room. Take a listen.
I'm sure everybody deals with a little bit of imposter syndrome, but I won't lie to you, I have a little bit. But I read something not long ago that just said if something is given to you, then you need to accept it with an open heart and an open mind. And I just appreciate it. I really do have the best fans in the world. I remember.
There you go. Incredible night for Lainey, taking home 4 trophies. She had Album of the Year for Whirlwind, Entertainer of the Year, Female Artist of the Year, and Singer-Songwriter of the Year, which she said that one was probably the one she wanted the most, other than Entertainer, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, because when you write a lot of your own songs, it's quite an honor when people recognize that part of your life too.
Love seeing that. Okay, well, let's talk about LeAnn Rimes. First time I'd seen her in nearly a decade, truly. She's been doing so much in Hollywood, a lot of acting, and now she's been cast in the upcoming series 911 Nashville. I know. That was my reaction too, Charlie. I didn't even know 911 Nashville was going to be a thing.
Wow, okay.
So not only was it a surprise that LeAnn was a part of it, I was surprised by the fact that they're doing it.
Do we know her role? Like what's going on? Or?
No, she's going to join the new drama as a series regular.
Oh, wow.
And ABC has put out a press release. Of course, it's like, all of the other 911 dramas. It's a spinoff of that. Ryan Murphy is the co-executive producer and co-writer on the show with Tim Minear and Rashad Rasalani. Chris O'Donnell's going to be a part of it as well. You ready for this? Guess who else is signed on? Kimberly Williams Paisley.
Oh, good for her.
Isn't that perfect?
Yeah.
She said, I am so excited for Ryan Murphy and ABC to be bringing me into the fold. I'm also really excited to be working in my own backyard.
Oh, that's true. She gets to sleep at home every night after shooting this thing.
So,
wow.
And that answered one question. I've been digging around trying to find, this truly just kind of rocked me because I was like, I didn't know this was happening. Usually we get a little preview or a sneak peek or something. Sure. I guess they're going to be shooting it here in Nashville, sounds like, according to Kimberly. But yeah, I don't know all that much about it. I am excited to hear, though. Now, maybe they'll need some reporters.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Or DJs, perhaps. Maybe.
DJs.
Yes.
DJs, reporters. We play all those things.
We do. Very versatile. Now, if you have any connection or any pipeline to Ryan Murphy, my wife has gotten so hooked on Dr. Odyssey, and we don't know if there's going to be a season 2.
Okay.
It's the cruise ship medical drama with Don Johnson. And
Kelsey was on it.
Yeah, and she's gotten so hooked, and she's just watched episode 17 of the 18-episode first season.
Ooh.
And is really bummed that there might not be a season 2. So
like this might not
throw
happen.
that out there.
Well, listen, if I ever got Ryan Murphy's ear, first thing we're doing is talking about Glee.
Yes, and then American Horror Story. The fact that the same guy can create both of those tells you there's something crazy going on.
And he's from
there.
Indiana.
That explains a lot then. Okay. Well, okay. You guys would vibe. Okay.
We would vibe.
Yeah.
Ryan, if you're there, call me. Let me know what's going on. Hey, we got a new song that's out from Megan Maroney featuring Kenny Chesney. And let me give you the backstory on this one. So Megan toured with Kenny. And as kind of a Christmas gift, she didn't know what to get him. So she thought, what do you get the guy that has everything? I will just write him a song. She wrote him this song. And it's all about the perspective of being a fan, seeing Kenny, because in 2018, that's exactly what she was. She and her girlfriends bought tickets to go see him at Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then fast forward, she's opening for him last year out on tour. Here's what she had to say. Or here's a little sample of the song, I should say.
In our hands, soaking it up, breathing it in. One day we'll say, remember when we were so alive. I swear that night there was magic in the air. We were so alive. I swear that night there was magic in the air. You had to be there. You had to be there. Oh, you had to be there. You had to be there.
How fun is that? It really is fun to think 1 year, 2018, she's in the nosebleeds, and then you fast forward, she's opening for him. But she said it was watching all of these people have these magical nights that Kenny is stringing together on this tour. people having perfect nights out at the stadium. That's kind of what inspired the song.
It's one of my favorite things when I get to tell an artist that you're now getting paid to do things you used to pay to do.
Right.
Like she bought a ticket. Now she's getting paid to go play to 60,000 people.
So good. Brand new. That's Megan Maroney, Kenny Chesney. You had to be there.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in on our Assembly Food Hall stage right now. Greg Warren is with us. It's good to see you.
Good
Thanks
to see
for
you.
coming in.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, what's been going on with you?
Touring a ton.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then getting ready to, I got this new comedy special coming out Friday, so I guess I'm going to be doing interviews like this for the next 6 months or something.
Do you enjoy this part of it, or is
Yeah.
it like, okay, good?
Yeah, I do. I mean, sometimes the travel's a little weird, but
Yeah.
once like I'm sitting down talking to you guys, I really do enjoy it.
Good.
Yeah.
It's an interesting perspective as a comedian, too, though, because, if you're an artist with music, you put out a new album and you go on tour and you do all the songs from the new album. As a comedian, you put out a special and you probably don't do all the stuff that people are just watching on the special, right? It's almost like, well, now I got to come up with a new hour to do, right?
Yeah, it's interesting you said that because I didn't know that's how music worked until recently. I'm dumb about a lot of stuff, but yeah, I mean, I need to go tour to figure out if it's funny for a couple of years, and then you get it, and you're like, okay, it's ready to put on tape, and then on Friday, all that material is, for the most part, dead.
That was fun. Thank you.
So it's like, now, I mean, I'll still need some of it. So
Sure.
I don't know. I feel like once the thing comes out, if I have like 25 brand new minutes, I usually do about an hour. So I'll do like 25 brand new minutes, some stuff like hits from that special, and then like go way back and pull some things that people forgot about, and then talk to the crowd and try to expand the new stuff. But I'm not quite good enough to immediately have an hour.
That's crazy to think about. I mean, Charlie and I both host a lot of stuff. I've been in a situation where they're like, hey, I need you to ad lib for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, if you don't have something ready to go, seems like it's 2.5 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember when I was first starting comedy, and you get it booked in these things. You're just like, yeah, I'll do it.
Sure.
Really? And I had this friend I was living in Houston is where I started, and my buddy booked this thing in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It was this guy. I went to college in Missouri, and he owned a comedy club there, and I worked for him, like as a doorman or whatever. This guy, Freddie DeMarco, he's like a legendary guy.
Okay.
And I called him up. I'm like, hey, we're going to put you in Baton Rouge. I think, we'll see how you do. You'd be fun. Because I kept calling him like, I'm getting good, Fred. I'm getting good. I'm
Put me in,
better.
buddy. Put me in.
I'm getting a lot better, man. I had, and you just think you have one good show at an open mic. I'm like, Freddie, I'm ready.
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
I don't know, Greg. I mean, it's a tough business. He's this Italian guy. I don't know, Greg. I mean, it's a tough business, man. And I was a wrestler in college, so like Greg, it's not like wrestling, man. It's not like wrestling. It's just a lot. I'm like, I didn't think it was.
I never realized.
And so I was telling him like, I'm getting better. So he puts me in Baton Rouge. And I know I'm in over my head. Like this is, I know I am, but I'm like, I can do this.
My hands are getting sweaty as you tell
I know,
this.
man.
I'm just wanting you to know.
It doesn't end well.
Okay, great.
I'll just, yeah. So,
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Baton Rouge. And I think I had to do like 20 to 25 minutes. And my plan is like, I've got these, I don't have a full 25, but I got these 4 or 5 killer bits that always work.
Okay.
So like I just got to space those
Space
out.
them out.
So you start with one.
Yeah.
Just sort of kind of improvise and do some of the weaker stuff and just sort of exist for 5. Then do that. And I got a perfect plan. And then I close with the big one.
Sure.
So I get out there and it's not going well. Oh. And I went through the 5 quote unquote big ones in about 7 minutes. Ah! I still have another 18, and I'm like, if you guys didn't like those,
Oh,
you're really not going to like this
You're
other
gonna
garbage. Like those were the good ones, you know? So it is a terrifying thing. And then I don't know, just not all of a sudden, but at some point, and I notice it with, sometimes I'll bring some guys to open for me that are a little inexperienced. At some point, I don't know, it's different for every person. It stops being about whether you're going to have a good show or not. Like you just have enough material to cover it, and you're just sort of like, I'm going to have a good show. It's more about like, what new can I say? How can we work on that one little thing that's like a kind of a laugh, but how can we get it to be bigger? You know, and it just clicks where you're like, oh, I'm going to have a good show. It's like, what can I accomplish? So, but I don't remember when it happened, but it took a while. I'll tell you that.
I think that there are some universal truths in the fact that there are people that have the fear of public speaking. There are people that are afraid to sing in front of people. And then there are people that think stand-up comedy would be the worst form of torture ever. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
So at what point did you go, yep, that's the path. That's the one I want to do. It looks real fun and scary.
Well, it took a while. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I'm sort of a coward, I think, because I think in college I kind of wanted to do it, and I wasn't used to that much freedom and that much. I wrestled all the way through college, so it was like, it's a very structured, like you do this, you do this, and then I got out. I was like, I want to be a comedian. I was like,
This isn't like wrestling, Greg.
No, you're right. Thanks.
Point that out to you.
You know, I appreciate that. I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
Greg, what are you talking about, man? It's funny because that guy Freddie, when I first got out of college, I went to Chicago and I was going to be a comedian, and he knew some people in Chicago. I was just going to live in Chicago.
Not shocking though. From the impersonation, I'm sure he had some connection.
He did, and he's like, hey, I got you a job at this bar, you know. And I was up there, and I just freaked out. The first girlfriend I had broke up with me. I was not wrestling for the first time in my life, and it was just like I could do anything, and I had no structure. And I was like, this is not, and this is weird for me.
Right.
And I freaked out. And I went back. I got a job. A good job. I got a job at Procter & Gamble, selling peanut butter and potato. I sold Jif and Pringles and Duncan Hines and Crisco and Sunny Delight and Hawaiian Punch. And so I had to call Fred, and I had to call him. And I was like, hey, Freddie, you know, I don't think I'm gonna be a comedian right yet. I got a job at Procter & Gamble. What are you talking about, man? Sure, Craig. What are you? You know what? I'm like, no, it's a good job, Fred. They're gonna pay me a good salary. I got a company car. Greg, do me a favor. Get in your company car and drive it off a cliff.
Is Freddie still with us?
Yeah, he is. I saw him last week. Yeah.
So he knows about your Opry debut?
Yeah, he knows about all of it.
That's
like he
pretty
follows it a lot. And in my last special, I talked about him a little bit. I told him But so during that whole 10 years I was working at Procter & Gamble, I was doing stand-up on and off. The last 5, I was doing it a lot. And I started calling him again. You know, I'd always stay in touch. I was like, hey, Freddie, I think I'm getting, I don't know, Greg. I mean, you know, you made your decision. You're a peanut butter salesman. I mean, that's what you do, you know. And then finally, after like 10 years, I was getting better.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I could do this, you know. And he was like one of the first guys I called. I was like, Freddie, hey, man, I did it. I quit Procter & Gamble. Greg, what are you doing, man? That's a good company, man. I'm like, you told me that. I told you to do it a long time ago. I told you to a long time ago, Greg. You're not a young man now. I mean, come on, comedy's a tough business. It's not wrestling.
It's not wrestling. Hey, Greg Warren is hanging out with us. We're going to continue on with him and tell you more about his upcoming shows happening at Zany's right after this. It's Coffee Country and Cody.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee Country and Cody.
And we are chatting with comedian Greg Warren. He is with us just before his new special drops on the 16th. We are getting a little sneak peek talking about all the things. Made your Grand Ole Opry debut last year.
Yeah, in September.
Yeah. What was that like?
It was amazing.
Was
It was crazy. You know, my dad, I've done some pretty cool stuff. And, I mean, he's always supportive, but I never saw him get excited like when I said, "Hey, I'm going to do the Grand Ole Opry," you know.
Really?
And he was like, "I'm coming," you know. Like he doesn't usually. He's 80. He doesn't usually go to much stuff, but every now and then he does. But he was like, "We're going no matter what." So that it was great. It was, you know, I didn't grow up with country music, so you know, I know what it is, and I know a lot of stuff, and I enjoy it. But I knew what the circle. I knew the circle was this thing, you know, when I was familiar with it. But I hadn't seen the stage until I've never seen it before. So I was like kind of off to the side, and I'm looking out there, and I see the circle, you know, and I can't remember who it was. I don't think it was you, but I was like, "Hey, I'm supposed to stand in that, right?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, you might want to do that." He's like, he goes, "It's you probably worked real hard to get here. You might want to do that." But I was just
Probably Tyler.
I was like,
Mark Thomas. I'm 99%
Mark Thomas.
sure.
Okay.
yeah.
He
He was really funny. He goes, "Yeah, you might want to do that." 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you just have these weird memories, and I remember like I went to this private school for a couple of years when I was a kid. And there's like a seal somewhere in like, you know, like the seal. And man, you were not allowed to step on the seal or you got in trouble. So I was like, all of a sudden I had this weird memory of 40 years ago. I'm like, am I supposed to, is it that sacred that you don't step on it? And that's what I was like. I know it's a big deal. I know it's a sacred thing. Is it like one of those things like, if you step on that circle, you're never coming back here or something?
No. That's welcoming you into it. So that's the one time it's allowed. But a lot of people, myself included, I mean, I've lived here for years. I would walk around it until I became a host of the Opry, and then I stood in it.
So but it was so much fun. It was a really
awesome.
really cool thing. Yeah.
Well, you're wearing a Cardinals hat. Your dad is a big Cardinals hat.
Huge
a Cardinal fan, not a Cardinal hat. He's a Cardinal fan.
He is a huge fan. Yeah.
Now he was very excited about your Opry debut. Was he not also excited about a promotion the Cardinals were doing one time?
Yes.
Would you tell that? Because it just cracked me up on your last special.
So there's this promotion that's been going on for years with one of the local gas station chains. I think it's Mobile, actually. It's Mobile on the Run, where if the Cardinals score 6 or more runs, he gets his coffee for 39 cents the next day.
Amazing.
And I think normally the coffee is about 49 cents. So you can see this is it's a very big
deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And so I mean this is huge for him. He is glued to the TV for any game, you know. And it's whether they win or lose, by the way.
But they had to have 6 runs.
As long as they score 6. So there's this game a long time ago we were watching it, and the Cardinals, it was one of, if you watch a lot of baseball, you just sort of like the chances of them losing now are 1%. Like it was like 5-0.
Yeah.
The other team hadn't been able to do anything with our pitchers, and it's 5-0. I think it's like bottom of the 8th or something. And I think it was when Albert Pujols was playing. He's our best hitter, and the bases are loaded, and there's 2 outs, and or no, it's 1 out or something. And he's glued to the TV. Like we all know, like we're gonna win the game or whatever. But he's glued because it's like, if they score another run, he gets his coffee for 39 cents. If they don't, he doesn't. So he is glued to the TV. And Pujols, who's one of the greatest baseball players ever, grounds into a double play. Okay, inning over. My dad looks at me. He goes, "That seems kind of fishy, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, Dad. There's point shaving going on. There's the Cardinals are in collusion with Mobile on the Run to save money on free coffee or 39-cent coffee. That's what's going on here, Dad."
That was intentional.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, somebody paid him off. Mobile called him as he was coming out of the dugout. Like, "Listen, you take a dive here because we can't afford coffee this week." Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I do love that. There's something about that generation. My dad's about that same age. I could see that. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
So coming up, The Champ is the name of the new comedy special. It's going to be on Nate Land Entertainment's YouTube channel. You're good friends with Nate. You said you were just in Europe with him?
Yeah, we went to Europe for 2 weeks. It was pretty awesome. Yeah.
What is Nate Bargatze like in Europe?
He's great, man. I mean, you know, he's just one of the most generous guys you'll be around, but he's also a comedian. So like,
Sure.
he's like, I took a lot of abuse, you know, like we all did, and we all dished it out. But yeah,
Sure.
I'm terrified of heights. And we went in the Eiffel Tower, and Nate's wife and daughter were there, and we went to the top, and they were hazing me. Like Nate, we're in this elevator. I don't like heights at all. And Nate, like, it's packed. The elevator's packed, and he reaches over and he pushes me to the part of where it's a clear glass window, like I'm right up against the window looking down, and then his daughter is jumping up and down in this elevator, and I am freaking out, man, just freaking out. Like I do not like heights. People were laughing at me. You take like one elevator to get to the middle,
Yes.
and then you take.
We didn't go all the way to the top. I stopped at the middle.
We went all the time. I just felt like I had to do it. So,
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I had to go to the bathroom, and like the ones down there are like a 2-hour wait or something.
Sure.
The one at the top, you just walk right in. So, so it was like, I'm in that you get to the center thing, and then in order to get to the other elevator, you have to walk like right by the guardrail, that's the part I don't love. I hate
Right.
when you're like, oh, I could just fall right over this thing. Like,
Yeah.
it just freaks me out. So I have to go right. And I don't know, whenever there's heights, I just get low. I just like it's almost like I just want to scoot on the ground, and I just get low. And these women that are like these beautiful women, there's like 2 of them, are just looking at me and pointing and laughing. Like they cannot just laugh. They're like, look at him. He's terrified. Like, and I'm like, yes, I am. Yeah. So yeah, Nate hazed me at the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Good to know.
So I mean, he's like one of the nicest guys in show business, and he's generous, but
But he's got a mean streak.
yeah, he did.
Fits right in with country music, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bluegrass for sure.
Bluegrass
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Bluegrass, they
Yeah.
like to kill
Yeah.
people off with their murder ballads.
All right, I got to share one anecdote with you before you go, because you mentioned your former life in Procter & Gamble, and Jif and Pringles were 2 of the big products that you dealt
Yes.
with. I can vividly remember a conversation with my son. He was about 5 or 6 at the time, and he asked why I never buy Pringles, because we buy like the little mini bags of Lay's or Cape Cod potato chips. And I go, why do you want Pringles, buddy? He goes, well, Daddy, they're so perfect. Where did they find the perfect potato chips that fit in the can? And I didn't have the heart to explain kind of how they found the perfect potato chips, but I want to let you know your marketing worked, that my son thought these were the perfect potato chips.
I could talk to him. It's an extrusion process. We have some machines in Jackson, Tennessee that are very, very, very proprietary. That's how we do it. And you said that you didn't have the heart to. You don't have any heart. Like you're making your kid eat these garbage potato chips instead of getting him Pringles.
Get him some Pringles, Charlie.
Yeah, get him some Pringles. I would have sent you some. I mean, this is especially like for a young kid, the Pizzalicious flavor. It's fantastic.
I love that you're still towing the company line after all these years.
It's called
great.
loyalty.
It's called loyalty. Yeah, I
Okay.
like
Do
it.
you judge people at Kroger if they're picking up Skippy?
I mean, Skippy is,
Oh,
yeah,
come on now.
Yeah, Skippy.
Yeah, there's no choice.
Well, here's the thing.
You were Jif, right?
Yeah.
Because that's all I have in my house.
I was Jeff. I am Jeff. Yeah, no, I know that you are. You have beautiful skin.
Thank
I
you.
could tell that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
could tell.
quality thing.
Yeah.
It's a quality thing.
I don't judge them. I don't try to. I mean, I judge them inwardly. I don't point at them and laugh. I mean, you shouldn't make fun of poor people. I was brought up that way. You know.
I love this so
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, check out The Champ coming out May 16th, Nateland Entertainment YouTube channels where you're going to find it. Also, you're going to be at Zany's in July.
Yeah.
July 11th and 12th. So
Yeah, pretty excited. Coming to
a good time.
Nashville. I mean, Nashville is like
we're
become
kicking
sort
it.
of the center of comedy now. I mean, a lot of it's Nate,
That's
but like
nice.
Dorf over at Zany's, like he's built this thing. There's no other place outside of maybe New York, LA, where there's sold out comedy shows every night on a Monday night. They have like
Yeah.
open mic night on Monday, and it's sold out.
And now he's got the Comedy Lab that he just added.
yeah,
So it's really cool.
That's kind of a neat venue.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, enjoy talking to you guys.
Come
thanks
back
a
and
lot.
see us. Greg Warren with us this morning on our Assembly Food Hall stage. We got more right here on Coffee Country and Cody. And
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
welcome in, everybody. Let's talk about some entertainment headlines for you this morning. And man, we got a lot of stuff to get to. Big congratulations going out to Cody Johnson. Not only did he win for Song of the Year at the ACM Awards, but he also made a big announcement on the red carpet. He and his wife, Brandy, are expecting a baby boy. Oh, it's so good. Now, they already have 2 daughters, but this is the first time they're going to have a boy coming into the house. And I just said, hey, what's it going to be like for you as a songwriter? And he said, well, I do have some practice because I do have 2 little girls. So I've been writing from that point of view. And I said, yeah, but this one's a boy. And he said, yeah, I'm going to have to write some little cowboy songs, some rough and tumble cowboy songs.
So you got the breaking news and you got the gender reveal at the
same time. Wasn't that amazing? Yeah, he walked over and talked to us during our red carpet special and said, hey, up until this point, it was only family that knew, but we wanted to tell y'all first. And I was like, Cody, we love you. Thank you for doing that. So yeah, congratulations to Cody and his wife, Brandy. And apparently both the big sisters are very excited about the news. Speaking of the ACM Awards, big winner coming home with 4 of those ACM trophies was Lainey Wilson. Not only did she win for Album of the Year for Whirlwind, she won Female Vocalist of the Year. She won Singer-Songwriter of the Year, which she said she was very, very excited about. But then she took home Entertainer of the Year back-to-back years. Only the third female that has done that, Carrie Underwood being one and Taylor Swift being the other. But here's what she said during her acceptance speech to give you a little insight on what was going on in her head. Take a listen.
I'm sure everybody deals with a little bit of imposter syndrome, but I won't lie to you, I have a little bit. And but I read something not long ago that just said if something is given to you, then you need to accept it with an open heart and an open mind. And I just appreciate it. I really do have the best fans in the world.
Oh, that's so good. Coming home with all of those trophies. And she had a moment when she was backstage. She saw Duck, her fiance, and she was holding on to that award, and she just kind of put her head down, and you could tell she was getting really emotional. And I'm like, man, it's all settling on her right now that all this happened that night.
Did you get to visit with her at all when
I
you
did.
were out there?
Yeah, I got to talk to her a couple of times.
Did you get to see the ring up close?
Yes, I did. Let me tell you something. She said, because if you remember, we did a podcast with Lainey, and we were kind of asking her, like, you think this is going to happen? You think you and Duck are going to, end up getting engaged? Because she had a song on the album that was all about, kind of leading up to that, counting chickens. And and in the podcast, she said, I don't care what color, I don't care what cut, I just want to be walking with a limp. She said, I want it to be so big that my hand is weighed down. So then they get engaged, and she does a whole video where she's like dragging her hand because it's such a big rock. And she told me when we were there, she said, he saw the first video and he was like, uh-oh. Well, I guess I got to bring my A game. I got to make sure it's a really big rock. And she said, so I have you to thank for helping me get this ring. I was like, anytime, girl, anytime. It's gorgeous, really pretty.
Did you ask her about the other rumor you
Yes,
floated about
I
George
sure
Jones'
did.
house? Yes.
So the video, if you saw a video of them getting engaged, they were in front of George Jones's house. And I thought they possibly bought that place because it's been for sale for a while. And I said, did you buy George Jones's house? And she said, no, we were just playing tourist and we wanted to do something special. And Duck knew how much I love George. And so he thought that would be really cool if we had a moment there. And he got it all set up. And I said, well, George's place is still on the market. And she said, oh, yeah? And I said, and they dropped it $1 million. And she said, tell me more. So I don't know. I mean, she hasn't bought it yet, but it could be in the future. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, new song from Megan Maroney. This was written for Kenny Chesney as a Christmas present, written from the point of view of a girl who went to see him as a fan and then ended up opening for him on tour last year. Take a listen.
World's in our hands, soaking it up, breathing it in. One day we'll say, remember when we were so alive. I swear that night there was magic in the air. We were so alive. I swear that night there was magic in the air. You had to be there. You had to be there.
this song, and she actually bought tickets in 2018 in the nosebleed section to go see Kenny Chesney in Atlanta with all of her girlfriends, had the best time ever, and then fast forward to last year when she was opening his tour. She said the point of view has changed just a little bit, but Kenny loved the song so much that he jumped on it, and it's now out for everybody. You had to be there. That's going to be a fun song to listen to this summer. All right, one more story for you. It was 1978. Dolly Parton, #1 single on the country charts with It's All Wrong, But It's All Right. Originally appearing on Parton's Here You Come Again album, It's All Wrong, But It's All Right became Dolly Parton's 7th #1 country single as a solo artist. So I figure there's no better way to close out the show today than to play a little Dolly for everybody. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Coffee, Country,